Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 5 of Dead Planet.
Woo!
Candace, can
Yay!
you refresh your captioning, please?
Yes.
All right, welcome, everyone. All those in the bounce house, thank you for joining us. Hope you had a good week off as we did last time. Very excited to get back into the next chapter here. As always, thank you for being here. And if you'd like to support the show, you can do so in a couple ways. Of course, just hanging out here is all the support we could ask for. Clip your favorite moments as they happen. Tell your friends to come watch with you. And then also subscribe if you haven't yet, or help us donate to our next level of skill advancement. We hit that first level there, so we all gain some skills. Maybe we'll give a reminder as we go around with introductions on what we've gained, and really just being here, we appreciate it very much. So doing so, let's go around the room and say hello, and remind us as well what you've leveled up with. So let's start with Jen. Say hello.
Hi. I'm Jen. I play Nyx Coly, the wonderfully bright sister of my sibling half over here. And I took, what did I take? Oh, physics is what I leveled up with. That's what I added. Because I wanted to be able to be a little bit more hands-on with things that are happening on this dial-up of a ship that we are hanging out on. And you can find me all over the space. I'm in the chat as Youngles, and on Twitter, I'm JennGeeky. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you. Kay, say hello.
Hello, I am Kay. I am playing Kai, who now is knows some psychology. So is like hopefully going to be able to understand their human companions a little more. But over the course of our journey has maybe picked up another little skill that maybe the crew will find out about later. And I'm so excited you're here. Thanks for hanging out. And I can't wait to see how great things go this time.
Great. Keyword, yes. Candace, say hello. You're muted.
I just went off of
There
mute.
you go.
Sorry, guys. CandaceTheMagnificent. I am playing Captain Petty Williams. Petty this week has done a lot of cramming and kind of dug into the trenches of her mind from her early boot camp days, and has gotten a better handle on some wilderness training. So she is ready for whatever might come on the surface of this shit-ass planet.
Dead planet. Not
There you go.
shit-ass.
That's it.
All right.
Sensing some hostility among the players tonight. You guys aren't having a good time?
It's all gonna be fine. So
What could go
Warden,
wrong?
Rich, say hello.
So I am ThatOldDM. I'm the Warden for Mothership here tonight. And I will be doing my best to attempt to drive these people to the end of their lives. Hopefully not before episode 8, but we'll see.
Alrighty.
And I can be found in the bounce house with Todd pretty regularly.
Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here. Turn it back over to you in a second. I, of course, trying to make sure I'm not hearing the music come through. Todd Moonbounce, of course, thank you all for being here for this story. I am playing Nyx Coly, and I leveled up firearms. So hopefully we'll start hitting our targets and not ourselves. I won't be contributing to that. So I think with that, take it back over, Warden.
Okay, so we're going to pick up as the Solus gets very close to making planetfall on the dead planet. Imagine a camera following this ship, a hole in part of the cargo pod left over from our harpooning near the moon only a few days ago. It has taken 3 days to journey from the moon to the dead planet in seek of answers. The engines now fully functioning, thanks to the help of Dean with some parts from the moon and Nyx Coly's expert mechanical engineering and support by the crew, everything but the jump drive appears to be operating at least 90% optimum. So well above standard for the company's vessel. However, what remains is the mystery ahead on the planet. As the ship nears Planetfall, the camera cuts to the inside of the bridge. Captain Petty is at the controls, making the preparations to slow down and begin Planetfall on the ship. Nyx Coly is running through the diagnostics of the planet and all the recent scans. Using some amazing mathematical equations and a newfound love for physics, you have pinpointed a section on the planet which appears to be the epicenter of all of the dark matter and have some very interesting power signals coming from it. Also, a distress beacon has been noticed, a satellite sort of floating above the planet, deployed by the military vessel, the Defiance, who we now know the crew of the Defiance have crashed on the dead planet. And a former lover and compatriot of Captain Petty's, Victoria Bradley, has been heard in recent broadcasts, and they appear to be reaching the end of their ability to survive on the planet. That signal is also coming very nearby the power signals. And that appears to be the target. Lase enters the bridge, coming up from his last check on the diagnostics with Kai in tow. I will turn it over to you guys. You have a few minutes to make preparations and figure out what you're doing before you make the planetfall. What do you do?
I think that I would probably go around and are you asking me or Lase? Like us? Or...
All of you.
I would probably go around and just start like making sure that we have everything we need, like all the suits that we need and the weaponry and everything like that, and just try to make sure that everything is in working order before so we don't have a scramble when we get down there. We can just kind of like get in and get out as best we can.
Perfect. So Captain Petty is sort of coaching you all through your preparations. You've had 3 days to prepare for this. There's mission gear stowed in the airlock, and as soon as you make planetfall, you're going to be able to roll out. Lase, as your eyes trickle over the back of Captain Petty's head, again reminded of the cobalt tungsten metallic weave that is now a part of her skull. What comes to mind? How do you feel about that?
Frustrated.
Is there a noticeable difference in the way Lase and the captain are interacting now?
Potentially. Probably quite
Okay.
reduced. I'd say kept to myself these past couple days. Shake off the concussion. Try and stay on top of repairs and make sure that we be able to get down to the planet to continue repairs. We can continue our delivery.
Okay. Kai, any preparations you want to make? Any conversations or psychological analysis on the crew that you might be interested in talking about before we make planetfall?
I think Kai is very focused on making sure that the landing site is all correct, like very focused on the technical aspects of this. We'll definitely want to have some conversations later, but right now we're going planet side and I have to keep my humans alive and safe.
All right. So with that, you begin breaching the atmosphere, everything going essentially according to plan. And you begin heading towards the plateau area that will be your ultimate destination of exploration, hoping to find an answer to how to get away from the dead planet. There is a part of the lowlands that is ideal for landing. I've marked it on the map that you guys have in reference. Captain Petty, are you aiming for the ideal landing spot where all the preparations have been prepared? You have the maximum amount of success if you land there.
Yes, absolutely. I'm trying to make sure that everything else goes off without a hitch since we had such a big hiccup on the way to even getting this far.
Perfect. So as the ship heats up, the deflectors coming online, and the ship begins to descend through the atmosphere, all of your eyes are brought to the viewer in front of you as it becomes clear that there is a large pedestal-like plateau nearby the landing site, and the top of it is covered in ominous dark clouds, almost tendril-like, wrapping its way inside the cloud. That certainly is a place that probably is best avoided by your ship.
I do
But
not like it.
It does strike you as a little odd. And so as we enter the back half of the module, it is my pleasure to let you know that the minimum stress that you will be allowed for the remainder of the game is 5. So if your stress is lower than 5, immediately
It's
raise
now
it to
5.
5.
I like
Yes,
to
Android.
think I like to think that
You're
definitely
funny.
stressed Kai a lot, seeing those tendrils. Yes.
Are we raising our minimum stress to 5?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the floor from now on, as you head into the dead planet.
This is fine.
This is fine. If everyone can make a sanity check for me, we'll go one at a time. We'll start with Kai.
I don't like this check. That is an 85 of 33, so I fail.
Okay. Kai, as the ship gets closer to the tendrils, you're reminded of something that you read in Dr. Sankar's files, a dream that he had had when he was on the planet. And the quote comes unbidden to your mind. I felt like I was one of the Decronum, and the people were building their burial towers. With massive chests and powerful tentacled arms and legs, we cut and moved heavy slabs of rock from the north of the island. But now is the time for dying. This is the time when we die. And there's something almost familiar about the plateau and the slabs of rock, that perhaps this thing was not naturally occurring. Take one stress. All right, we'll move over to Nyx. Sanity check, please.
In a couple days, but we'll see how she's doing. She got a 59 of 42.
That is a fail. Nyx, would you like to remind us what happens when the scientist fails their sanity check?
Everybody gets a point of stress around them.
This is the most stressed I have ever been.
So you're, as you're looking at this, you're reminded of some conversation that you had with Kai earlier about Dr. Sankar's files, which you now know they have completely replicated inside their mind palace. This is exactly where they were. How do you react? How do you sort of freak out as the resolution comes into you?
This is fine. Everything's fine. Nyx is kind of in denial right now and distracting herself with things that are not relevant, maybe not healthy, and perhaps not helpful. So she's been focused on other things kind of because she has now run into a problem that A, she doesn't really know how to solve, and B, is not sure what the outcome is going to be.
So as Nyx goes about sorting data files, data chips on their desk instead of continuing the diagnostics, Lase, you notice this. You notice that Nyx is starting to kind of freak a little and just distract themselves. What do you do?
Just kind of head over and... What's going on, sis?
Oh, these things need to be organized before we land, you know, because we want to have a clean ship when we leave, so that when we come back to the ship is still clean, and then we don't have to clean the ship. That's
What's really going on?
I mean, you know, we're just in the middle of space on a planet that we have no idea if it's going to kill us or not. We almost died already, and should I keep going? Do you want like the whole list right now? Right this second?
And we'll land before we even get halfway through, I'm sure.
Point. I don't know if
Does it interfere with our task?
I mean, not at the moment.
Okay.
So, like, we might have some problems in the future, but for now, everything's fine.
Well, and that's all we can do. We're here to get coils and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, what about you, bro? How you feeling? You feeling all right? You seem a little...
Doing fine and dandy.
Okay. And Nyx just goes back to, like, sorting her stuff.
The ship buckles and shakes as you're making their way through atmosphere. Again, now the viewer has transitioned to more of a window, and you can see the plateau and its ominous clouds in the distance. Captain Petty, sanity check to keep it together.
Got a 22 out of 26. Starting off strong.
That is a critical success.
Our
Man,
fearless leader.
I'm so okay.
You're tremendously okay because you're actually doing something normal, landing a ship. This feels the best that you've felt in some time.
Yeah.
And as you run through, it is almost flawless as the ship descends in the atmosphere, transitions to its atmospheric engines, and you cruise over to make a landing. Lase, the ship is landing. You leave the bridge to go make sure that all the gears and everything, the landing gears, were function correctly, and we make the landing elements. So you head down to the lower section of the ship, into the cargo area, and start prepping the gear. And you're the first to see it when the door opens. The dead planet itself. It is unusually red. Everything about it is strangely red right now. What might be cactus, red, bleeding, out in the distance. The rocky clay, red, like blood. Make a sanity check.
That is an 8.
So, this is about what you expected. How do you react to seeing this strange alien planet for the first time?
Just look across the horizon. Empty, red, as you mentioned. Yeah. Know why it's called a dead planet. Hopefully we don't
right.
add to it.
Hopefully. All right, so gear begins to be stowed. You can head out immediately or do something else if you have preparations you want to make.
I would like to hurry down to where Lase is before anyone else does and kind of make a slight noise to make their presence known. Lase, I know you are unhappy with me. That is fine. But things are named for a reason. They need you. They need your light. Please try to find it again.
I'm a light right here. Pull out a flashlight.
That is not what I meant. You see,
I know.
Oh. All right.
You'll catch on.
And then Kai will assist with whatever they can.
Okay. So the atmosphere is breathable here, according to all your preparations. So you do not need vac or hazard suits. However, it is an alien planet, and company procedure encourages you to not exit the ship without appropriate hazard wear. But please tell us a little bit about what you're taking with you as you sort of suit up. Kai, you can go first.
Well, I will definitely want my smart rifle and my vibro knife. And if we have an extra suit, I would wear that. However, I want to make sure there's enough equipment for the humans. And of course, my kukri, which is now repaired.
Fantastic. There are definitely enough hazard or vac suits for everyone, so you can make your choice of the two. We do, I believe, have 2 sets of advanced battle dress that one advanced and one standard battle dress that we acquired previously.
Which of those would the captain like?
The captain has a fear of advanced battle dress now after the disaster that happened on the Alexis. So the captain is going to be wearing probably, I'd say, either the light battle dress or the hazard suit.
Why not both?
I don't want to be like too strapped in case somebody else needs it, especially because I got my new, my fancy chrome dome. So
Kraynot would be proud of your head, I think. Okay, so there is an advanced battle dress available, Kai, so you can think about that. So Captain Petty and Nyx come into the cargo area and begin acquiring their suiting. Nyx, what are you wearing? What are you taking to this battle?
To this what?
You're muted.
Sorry, I double muted. I never do that. So Nyx is kind of like half, definitely not here at all. She's kind of like rummaging through stuff, like picking up hazard suits, kind of looking at it, not really sure what she needs, kind of just like in her own head. Her music is so loud that everyone else around her can kind of hear the spurts of it kind of coming through at certain points. And she's just like, just completely out of it.
Okay. And the hazard suit?
Yeah. She settles on that after a while, in case there's some stuff she has to sciencely investigate.
Sciencely investigate. I love that. You should get inspiration, except for we're not playing that game. Captain Petty, you definitely noticed that there's a lot going on with your crew right now. Nyx is definitely a little distracted. Everyone's kind of gearing up. Todd picked up on my use of a particular word. And that's exactly how it feels. It feels like you're marching out to engage with this planet. So what do you do? How do you calm everyone down?
I kind of take a look around and see that everyone's scattered, and like I see Kai is like the most kind of level-headed out of everybody. And I kind of like just send them a glance and look over at them and I say, "Hey, crew, Kai, how are you doing? You feeling all right?" And I try to hope that like what they have to say can kind of lead me into like a speech to try to like get people to rally.
Yes, we are as prepared for this as we can be, I believe.
That's right, crew. You hear that? We're as prepared for this as we can be. We've been talking about this, been sailing out for, weeks now? We are really on the right side of this. I think that the worst has already been behind us. I'm trying to be optimistic. I know that this is not going to be, sunshine and rainbows down there, but I'm hoping that it's not going to be an absolute shit show like before. I feel like we've all kind of learned from our mistakes. Collies, hey, attention. I see one of you drifting off into space and the other one of you is like way too down to earth. I'm going to need you guys to find a middle ground or something. Maybe you guys need to talk to each other, talk to me, talk to Kai, whatever you need to do. Just make sure that we're getting our shit under control.
Oh, Lase does not wish to speak with me.
Aye, Captain.
Nyx can't hear you.
So I go up to Nyx and like I wave in front of their face.
Yes.
You good?
Yeah. No.
Good?
Double good. Triple good. Good. And like Nyx is not looking the captain in the face at all. She's just kind of like avoiding eye contact. Yep, we're good. Everything's good. I'm good. Got my suit. Yep.
So like I kind of just like soften my voice a little bit and like put my hand on her back and I go, "Hey, this is a lot. I'm not saying it's not a lot, but we've got to be like on it. We're going to try and get in, try and get out. We're going to be all right. Talk to me, talk to Kai, talk to your brother, whatever you need to do. We're going to be all right. We're going to make it out of this. I mean, you're so smart. I don't think we would be making it out of it if you weren't around. So we need our brains, all right?"
Yes,
good?
Captain.
All right. The captain like just kind of waits a minute and like just like looks for that look of, "Yeah, I'm good," on her face to hopefully show up.
Good speech, Petunia, says your fifth crew member behind you. As he saunters over to the door, fixing his tie. He looks back at you. "I hope they all do their job."
Yeah,
And then walks out into the planet.
they'll do their job. You guys will do your jobs. Can I I think I need a minute, guys. I think I just need 1 minute. And Petty needs to Petty just like sits with herself for a second and tries to just like get her bearings. Like every time I see my dad, this like wave of like nausea kind of comes over me now that I know other people can't see him. And I'm like dizzy and I'm trying to shake it off, but I'm just like,
And Kai noticed this.
I've poured all my vibe into my crew.
So Nyx grabs like a bottle of water and like hands it over to the captain and like just sits next to her.
So like I take a long drink of the water and like take a couple of deep breaths. And I look over at Nyx and I'm like, "Hey, so he's back again. My dad. He's back."
What do you say?
He said he hopes that you guys do your jobs. I mean, I know you guys are gonna do your jobs. I don't know. And like
mean,
my knee starts going, like I'm getting kind of shaky.
And so like Nyx puts her hand on Captain Petty's knees without thinking about it, and it's just like automatic reaction, just like it's gonna be fine. You know, you told me it's gonna be fine. We'll figure it out. Just drink some water, and then let's maybe distract. Maybe distract. Maybe distraction's good.
So like Petty takes another gulp of water and she like looks at Nyx's hand on her knee, and like puts her hand over Nyx's hand and is like, I'm pretty distracted. You're right. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna be fine.
And then Nyx just like pats her with her other hand, like pats her on the shoulder, but like isn't looking at her. Just like all of these things are happening, and she's kind of just like looking down, like, and I don't even think Lase has ever seen her that like awkward, or like she's awkward around people for sure, but like not that awkward usually. So, and then she takes the water back from Captain Petty and gets up and like she's now calm because she's helped Petty feel calm, hopefully.
Yeah, I kind of get my shit together and I go to Lase, and like I'm like kind of hefting on like the rest of my suit, and I'm like, hey man, you need any help with your suit? I noticed you're far from me. You're never far from me, man.
Just strapping up. Done this a million times. Good to go. What are you suiting up with, Captain Petty?
I just got, the light stuff. Heavy stuff tripped me up last time. Should have listened to you.
Kai, what are you throwing on?
I am going to take the strongest armor we have, unless you would like it.
I don't want anyone in it. It's too slow. We can breathe out here. So I think we're all fine with hazard suits.
And I looked at the captain.
Yeah, I think he's got a point. We learned from our mistakes on this ship. And I kind of like walk past Lase and kind of nudge him a little bit and say, it's going to be all right, man. We've been through worse. And I kind of like wink a little bit as I go out the door. Or as I get to the door. I don't think I want to leave without the crew.
And Nyx kind of says under her breath, like, there's really nothing in that hazard suit that will help Kai. And looks over at Kai and she's like, I mean, he's obviously kind of bummed about something. Maybe we should just and she like holds her bag out and she's like, will it fit in my bag?
I assume it's not going to fit in the bag. No.
No.
It is all right. Now,
It's like a duffel-sized thing all on its own.
Nyx, please do not forget what we discussed. Do not fire a weapon if there is anyone, anywhere, near the direction that you do not wish to hit. Thank you.
So Nyx puts her hand in the bag and takes out her nail gun and is like, should I just leave this here then? Should I bring it with me?
Once again, I think it is good that you are armed. But do not fire that weapon unless your back is towards anyone you would not wish to hit.
Fair.
Please.
Puts it back in her bag.
And Kai will kind of like squeeze her arm, her shoulder, and say, I have faith in you.
At least one of us does.
Nyx. And we'll get too close. Are you continuing the courtship ritual with the captain?
Shh, and Nyx gets really embarrassed and like, just we'll talk about that later. He's already mad at me enough.
It's late. All right.
And Nyx starts rummaging in her bag just so she doesn't, she looks more distracted again.
The captain is gonna like, can I suit up with my weaponry too?
Yeah.
I feel like I would probably have my vibesheti at my hip, my flamethrower strapped to my back, and then my smart rifle like in my hands, like ready to go, like I'm like diesel combat ready.
All right, so you're taking it all. 3 clips of ammunition for each rifle, a full tank of flamethrower gear, a very large box of nails, and then
Don't bring anything that fills a hand. It's going to be replaced by carrying supplies back.
Then I have to leave my smart rifle. Hopefully someone else has one.
I do.
And Nyx probably has a dumb rifle.
Oh, look. He is back.
Nice to see you're feeling better.
As I said, everything is fine and dandy. Shall we go get some coils?
so go ahead.
No, I was just
Okay.
gonna say, like, now that I'm all like suited up and everything like that, like I kind of like peek my head out the door to take a look at the planet.
I think to answer your question, Candace, you can carry both the flamethrower and the smart rifle, but one of them has to be packed away, right? One of them's available to be pulled from your back, and the other is, strapped as part of your supplies.
Okay, the flamethrower would definitely be strapped then.
So that'll take time to get out if you need it.
Okay.
All right. So with that, you've got enough rations, water, and supplies for the next 24 hours. It should be more than enough time based on the distances that you have to travel. So as you poke out, you see a couple of things. So first of all, you see that you are kind of at a high point on this flat section of the plateau. So heading to the south, southeast, and southwest, it sort of declines down into an ocean. Okay, so the edge of what you see there is an ocean. So it's kind of like an island. Directly to your southeast is where you see the smoke rising in the distance, and that's marked by the appropriate cigarette on your handy dandy head map. Okay, so there's billowing smoke rising in the corner down there in the southeast. However, also in the southeast, but much closer, is the location of the distress signal, which is very odd. You didn't realize until you made Planetfall and you're kind of checking all of your instruments that the signal and the ship, or what appears to be a crash ship, are not coming from the same location, but they're both in the southeast. Directly to your east, though, is where the strange power signal is coming from. So you have to make a choice. Investigate the distress signal in the Marines, or head straight east to figure out what's up with that power signal. Or if you're truly feeling brave, you would head northwest, climb that plateau, and go check out what's underneath those clouds.
What
Definitely
do we
not
know of where
bringing
the what do we know is the best location for what we're looking for?
Where the smoke is, right?
Well, the smoke's going to lead you through, theoretically, to the Defiance crash ship, right, with the Marines, right? So if we want more firepower and potentially find any surviving Marines, that would be the way. The distress signal, which you weren't able to pick up until you were much closer to the planet, is not coming from exactly the same location. So there's something else there.
Do I have memories of any of these, or any of them new?
None of those you have memory of. The power signature is the thing that's the most familiar, and the more you've learned about yourself, Kai, the more that appears to be the answer to the riddle itself. So trying to figure out how to get those jump drives back online you might need to investigate that power signal.
So we don't just need to get coils. We also have to find like a power source for the ship.
Something is stopping jump drives from functioning.
Got it.
That
Okay.
much you're sure of after the last 3 days. It's more than just the coils. The quickest way to those coils is the Defiance, because for sure you can use those coils as long as they're still operational.
So I look around at the crew, and I kind of present the options like as I kind of understand them to be, and I say, you know, guys, while there are some people that may or may not be out there that we could help, we don't know if that's just going to be kind of more gruesome. We only have a certain amount of time. You guys think we should head over to that power source, make sure that Kai has everything they need so that we can actually use our jump drive? Coils seem like we might be able to pick them up on the way back. And I kind of like look at Lase.
The coils on the way back? Coils are past, aren't they?
So I thought we'd go down and then like around and back up, like in a teardrop shape.
We're on the star, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're the star. Yep, you're the star.
The radio tower is the power signal.
Mm-hmm.
No, the radio
No.
tower is the distress signal.
The distress
Okay.
signal, yeah.
All right.
The gold power
Yeah.
symbol is the power signal. Then the cigarette's the ship. So just to put it in reference, the power signal is about 6 hours of hard march straight away from you. So you do have more than enough time to make a loop, for sure, in 24 hours.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Kai will kind of look conflicted for a moment and then look to the captain and say, I believe I have been here before, though I do not know how. But we will find a power source that will be useful at that location.
All right. Thanks for your honesty. Make sure that you let me know how you're feeling, all right? Let's do some check-ins. You feeling weird now, or you getting like, I don't know what robots would call deja vu?
I have spent a good deal of time inside of my programming, Mind Palace, trying to understand. I don't have all the answers yet, but I will let you know when I do.
All right. I'll keep an eye on you.
And I on you.
That seems like a good moment to flash back, Kay, to the opening of the file. So should we let everyone know what you found in Dr. Sankar's files?
I have to scroll back up so I get it right.
Yep. So we cut back to a few days earlier on the ship. Kai is in their mind palace, in the reconstructed room of Sankar's from the Alexis. Computer bay in front of her computer bank is open, and a series of files are displayed. Walk us through it, Kay.
So Kai is like sitting at this bank, but they're like hardly moving. And what's happening is that their HUD is just going super fast. And they discovered some of their original programming, as well as what their previous crew knew them as. And they have spent a lot of time trying to figure out why they have this knowledge and why they are here now and why they were somewhere else where Nyx could have found them. And Nyx doesn't seem to have the answers. So they are very frustrated, as there seems to be a missing bit of logic that is just driving them bananas.
So the file is an engram, a sort of echo of a personality from before. And that personality, you know, was called Archie, short for Archimedes. And I'm assuming you installed the engram.
Yes. But
So, go ahead.
did my best to keep it slightly separate so I can access it without letting it overwrite anything.
Absolutely. So as the engram loads up, you see what is immediately familiar to yourself. Your physical form is very familiar, but it's different. And you can tell that when Nyx rebuilt you, your entire visage and persona wasn't exactly intact. And the engram inside of your mind palace, not your actual body, but inside your mind palace, it begins to rewrite how you see yourself, your avatar, as it were, into more of a hybrid of Archie and you. And this causes you to lose a wound, but gain an entirely new skill, sophentology. Because Archie was an expert in the minds of inhuman entities, and he was brought on board the colony ship in order to be available for the study of ruins and relics that they were seeking. That was its original programming. And you may now access that.
Wonderful. I am going to spend some time as we are walking, as it is going to be a very long walk, trying to think about those eerie tendrils coming out of that cloud and what I might know about it now.
Okay. You can queue up a intellect plus sophentology roll.
So you did say that's a master, and masters are plus 20. So is that correct? Beautiful.
That is correct.
So I have to roll below an 81.
Oh no.
And that is a 49.
All right, fantastic. So as you're going along, you're sort of beginning to understand the mind of people that might have lived in this area. You're starting to create sort of a profile for what they would think, how they would act, what they would call the foliage, the ground, everything. You're beginning to sort of begin creating that profile.
And this matches so nicely with my botany. Now I understand why I wanted to learn it.
There you go. All right, about an hour into the journey, who's taking point?
I'll probably head out up front.
Okay.
Definitely on a mission.
Yep. So you're marching along. Everyone's keeping an eye out on things, and Lase, you're the first to notice as you sort of crest a small hill. Lying on the ground about 40 meters ahead of you is a body, eviscerated, arms and legs torn apart. And from this distance, it looks like it might be, or have been, a Marine. Soldier. What do you do?
Hold up.
What's going
Stay
on?
here. I'm gonna check this out.
Need backup?
Stick with the others. And I'll head forward to do an initial inspection.
Okay. As you come up on the body, it is definitely torn apart by you don't know what, but theoretically it could have been similar to the Alpha Gaunt or the other creatures that you saw. What you find strange is nothing has touched this body. Nothing at all. There's no animals chewing on it or birds pecking at it.
Post being, yeah.
Yeah. It looks exactly like it was just torn apart and left here. Sometime in the last few days.
Okay. Any identifying patches, marks, tags?
Yeah, you do find a Defiance patch on its fatigues that you can identify. So it's evidence the Marines did come this far. But you don't know what killed it for sure. What's your reaction to a dead body, Lase?
I think at this point, I'm very in the zone right now.
Okay.
On this mission. But seeing this, I think there's having an inkling that it's going to be a Marine. I purposely came up here myself. So it's probably more of, am I going to be able to prevent the others from wanting to check it out as well?
How do you want to deal with that?
I think I'll just head back to the group and just be straight with them. Body up there, as you can see, does seem to be a member of the Defiance.
How does it look? Like,
Not good.
up?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Do you know what killed them?
After our last few days, week, your guess is as good as mine.
All right,
At
well,
least
let's-
out here, we got more room to run away.
Should we investigate what killed them?
I think Kai, not knowing what Lace's intention was, would probably just start walking that way to check it out.
Petty, like, kind of looks at Nyx, like, and is like, don't go over there. I don't think you need to see it. Lase, you're saying we don't need to see it? I think you need to stay
no
put.
sign of anything coming after it either. So it's just been laying there.
As long as you're sure we're not in any danger, or it's not.
Oh, we're in
going
danger.
I mean, like, it's not some weird animal thing that's going to potentially come after us too. And she kind of like looks at Lase for like a reaction.
Never know.
Nyx, there is, of course, a problem with that idea. And that animals will require life signs, of which there are none, other than the four of you. Well,
Okay,
three
well,
of you.
last time there were no life signs. It was not good for any of us. So,
Also, I did reprogram, or at least attempt to reprogram their scanner to pick up these other. I don't know if it worked. Just throwing that out there.
Yep,
And you reprogram my smart rifle.
that's right. But definitely nothing to qualify as animal would have killed it. Just saying.
Petty kind of just stands her ground and waits for Kai to get back.
Yes, Kai would like to go investigate if no one is stopping them. And especially if they get over there and they see that it doesn't look like it's been eaten or decayed.
As Kai is kind of making their way over there, Petty goes into her communicator and is just like, Kai, I know you're curious. We got to press on. Try to be quick, all right?
I will. Understood, Captain.
Over and out.
So, field medicine, botany, what makes sense for this, Warden?
How are you going to try to decipher what killed this with those skills?
So, yeah, I would like to, look at how it's been torn apart. Does it look like a pack of animals? Does it look like one creature that did this? Does it look like it was eaten and parts of it left? Does it look like, that sort of thing? So I'm assuming
Yeah, I'll do a disadvantage with botany.
field medicine or no?
Still disadvantage. Intellect.
Okay, I'll do field medicine with disadvantage then. So that is still, I have to beat a 76. That is a 58 and a 25.
Okay. All right, so you are able to quickly determine, as you look over this, that this was not a pack of anything. There are almost no tracks at all. It does look like there were probably 3 Marines originally. So 2 other people got away, and it looks like they headed in the back in the direction that you were going, to the southeast. But your best guess is whatever pulled this apart was extremely large and very strong, and had some kind of claws.
And
but
did not leave
nothing-
tracks.
Did not leave tracks and did not feast on this thing.
All right. I will quickly return and say they were not being irresponsible. There were more than 1 Marines out together. I believe 2 escaped. This thing was large, yet it did not leave tracks, so it may be flying. It was not hungry. We should be careful.
How fast do you run, Kai?
Not terribly fast.
Okay. Just gotta be faster than the slowest person, and the rest of us will be good, right?
Thanks.
He's like, maybe we should just press on, guys. Talking about some kind of winged damnation that's going to come down upon our heads, Kai. Not a good improvement.
Are there trees here? Is there like canopies we can stay under?
No, it's more like a desert landscape. Bushes, low bushes, things that might be, cacti adjacent, things of that nature, but nothing is going to help you from sun. Temperature-wise, it's not too bad, but it's very dry.
Perhaps some of us should keep an eye upwards, while other of us keep an eye on the ground.
Nyx
Say
pulls
so.
out her bioscanner and just starts holding it, like, not sure if it's going to help or not, but it's making her feel a little bit more comfortable right now, so.
All right. You continue to head southeast towards the distress signal and the smoke, yes? Or are we going to continue heading east?
I think I'd probably want to keep heading east now that
To
we
the
know
power,
that there's
the
monsters.
power signal, I thought, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the power signal. Okay.
I'm like
perfect.
doubling down on the power signal now because the monsters might have followed those Marines to their crash site or wherever. So double time to the
All right. So as you're heading out, you head out for another 30 minutes to the east, making really good time. The land begins to shift a little bit. You can see to the north there is some sort of foliage, possibly swamp-like area. And you begin to find a obsidian stone path, like almost like large cobblestones strewn apart, like there was part of a city somewhere ahead of you, and this might be a highway of some kind. But it's very clear it's hundreds of years old at best case. And you begin to see metallic objects glinting in the sunlight. As you get closer to those objects, the land is burnt and littered with random pieces of spacecraft.
As we walk across the cobblestones, Kai will smile, clearly very proud of what they're about to say, and look at the captain and say, "All roads lead to Carcosa?" You're muted.
The second the captain hears those words, she kind of like stops in her tracks for a second and closes her eyes, and like Petty's just going, "It's all gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. It's all gonna be fine. You're good. Everyone's good. Nothing bad's happening." And I kind of open my eyes and like try to half smile at Kai and be like, "Yeah, haha, but inside I am crumbling a little bit.
Take 1 stress, Captain.
Yeah.
I'm lightening the mood and helping.
So helpful.
All right, as you pick your way along this obsidian road with all of this evidence of other ships that have crashed and wreckage spewed about the island, you're reminded that thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people have died in the orbit of this planet. And that could be potentially bad. Another 30 minutes in, though, the situation goes from bad to worse. The obsidian path is no longer an obsidian path. You begin to see skeletal elements incorporated into the road, into the avenue, like an avenue of bones. Let's do a fear check there, Lase Coly, as you see this almost monolithic road made of skeletal carcasses.
That is a 6.
Unfazed by just more terribleness.
Unless you're gonna pull a android in the room.
We are hauling hundreds of dead bodies, of course.
I think you're far enough ahead of Kai that you kind of like it out there on point, Lase. So Petty, as you see this, and you begin to do the arithmetic in your head, thousands, perhaps millions of things were killed to construct this avenue of bones. Make a fear check.
Ah. I got a 39 to beat 39.
To be 39, but military training, right?
Yes, if that's okay.
Yep,
Okay.
absolutely. That is the way the game is designed. So I think you start to freak out inside for a second, and then the training sort of takes over. You
I've been
steady
all over
yourself.
the world. I've been in the catacombs of France, been around weird bone cities. I'm all right.
Nyx, I'm assuming you're walking side by side to Kai.
Yeah, but mostly so that I can see where they're stepping because I am paying way too much attention to my bioscanner.
Fantastic. So as you sort of catch a glimpse of this stuff, perhaps at your feet first, you see the bones, and then your eyes look up. Give us a fear check at disadvantage. Let's roll twice and take the worst result.
Ha ha. I mean, they're both bad, so.
But none of them are crit, so that's good.
They're both bad. Okay, so you take some stress here. Let me do the thing. 2 points of stress. As you begin to realize you're walking on the bones of some, well, I don't know, a city of bones. What would you call that?
Kai?
Hmm?
Do you see this?
Yes,
Do you know what these are?
they are bones.
Well, yes. Thank you. Can we look? Are these human bones by chance? Maybe?
Some of them are human-like,
It seems
but they're
unlikely
also
that things
very
on this
strange.
Yeah, it seems unlikely that things on this planet would be purely human. We are very far out. Also, and I'm making an assumption here, Warden, correct me if I'm wrong, all of these have been here for a very, very long time. whatever killed these things has been lost to the ages.
Okay. And she just goes back to her scanner now, like, okay, everything's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine.
Stopping and looking back, allowing the crew to catch up. Very likely noticing Sis on edge. Keep your eyes up, Sis. Not buried in that device. You trip over something.
Kai is holding one of her elbows.
But
guiding.
I know what's gonna happen if I look at the device. Now I'm a little concerned about looking anywhere else.
Come up here with me.
Okay. And she like mosey's her way on up to her brother.
Give a playful wrap around the shoulder. Pull her in and continue marching on. Let go, continue marching on ahead of the group. So, what was that on the ship?
What was what on the ship?
You being all weird and awkward. More than
Sorry.
usual.
I was gonna say, have we met? But what do you mean weird and awkward? I haven't been weird and awkward. What are you talking about? I mean,
No.
there's a lot going on right now, bro. Like, I don't. You're being weird and awkward.
How so?
Well, with your asking me questions of things. Look, can we just? I don't want to die.
I'm not gonna let you.
Okay, cool. Good. Then we can continue on, right? We don't have to. Now is not the time, is it?
For what?
Nothing for nothing. What do you mean?
If I'm not here to protect you, I imagine somebody else will.
Well, yeah,
It
that's
is-
why the robot. I mean, Kai will protect me. Confused.
Okay.
She's very much avoiding the subject as much as possible.
All right, you descend down into the next lower level along a long bridge, stair-like bridge of bones, and continue along the highway. Now you notice there is meter-tall, thick purple grass flanking the avenue as you walk along. Every once in a while, blood red sand blowing across from behind you. The landscape is definitely changing. The ecology changing. And that's when you hear it. A similar metallic howl to what you heard before, but much more canine-like. In a chorus. Ahead of you. 1, 2, behind you, more. Something's out there. Something's hunting you. And they're calling to each other.
Nyx is squeezing her brother's arm the hardest she's ever squeezed his arm, probably in a very long time.
Is there any high ground nearby?
It's pretty much smooth.
That's inconvenient.
Want to give us a intellect, wilderness, survival there, Captain Petty?
Yeah, I think so.
Do we see any structures or anything, or is it still just flat, open land?
It's just flat, open land.
Are there any areas without the tall grass?
What'd you get, Candace?
Captain Petty got a 93 for
I'm guessing.
a 41.
I'm guessing that's not good enough.
No.
So you take a point of stress as you start to figure out that if these are pack-like creatures, and they're similar to either canines or wolves or anything of that nature, they're probably going to circle and hunt you down and they're probably fast moving. And getting to some kind of defensible position is probably going to be really important really soon.
I look at everybody and I kind of call to Lase and see if we can kind of catch up to where they are. I know they're only a couple of feet ahead, but I kind of motion at Kai to like walk quickly and be quiet. And I kind of get as close as we can and to them. And I see that they're kind of having their twin moment, you know? And I say, hey, guys, hear that?
Yeah.
Lase, you know what comes next. We're going to need to set our defenses. Those things are coming and they're going to come quick. They're going to hit us hard.
Petty, your dad's voice cuts through in the distance. Petunia, head forward, faster. There's shelter ahead.
So like I get like that like look on my face. And everybody kind of sees me. And I say, I have no reason to believe this is true, but there might be shelter ahead if we can be fast. I don't know if it's worth the risk. We should just hunker down here, unpack my flamethrower and try to just set up a safe harbor, but
How, in my walk and or my memories of this place, how common is fire?
Not extremely common. The element that you most remember is actually the purple lightning.
That's comforting.
What's our total journey been?
Yeah,
So
how
you're-
close are we to?
You're about 4 hours in, so you got about 2 more hours of hard march.
Captain, this is pure speculation, but if you have a flamethrower, creatures on this planet are not used to fire and might be afraid of it.
all right, let's take a minute, guys. I'm gonna unpack. And I like take my like kit off and start trying to set up my flamethrower. I shout at Lase and Kai and say, hey, I don't shout. I'm trying to be quiet because these creatures are probably listening. So I say, hey, mind the perimeter. Make sure Nyx don't take your eyes off her.
You want me to watch perimeter or watch Nyx?
Kai, you watch Nyx. Lase, you watch the perimeter. You're a better shot.
Or maybe all three of us will watch the perimeter.
You can do that.
I can just like slouch in the middle between like everybody, like with their backs facing outward, maybe.
Kai is
Like, nail
definitely not leaving Nyx's side, but is also going to be looking for a good place. How quickly / easily do I think this tall grass burns? Is it like going to go up really fast, or is it going to be kind of a nice sustained burn?
It's probably going to be more of a sustained burn.
Okay, I would like to look for a big patch where we can cut down a bit in the middle and just lay down a ring of fire.
Okay. It takes about 2 minutes for Captain Petty to get her flamethrower ready to go and set. That also means you got to wrap up your smart rifle or hand it off to somebody else.
Yeah.
You hand it to Nyx.
No.
Right. So the smart rifle is stowed. The flamethrower is ready. And then you very quickly start to set up this perimeter, this ring of fire protection.
And we'll use my kukri to cut down a little safe, burn-free zone for us.
Yep. With Captain Petty's wilderness survival direction, it doesn't take very long. And in the distance, you can see, after about 10 minutes of waiting, there are 8 things moving in the grass. Something that looks like a tall tail in each one of them, heading to you. from the north.
As they approach, I would just like to watch and think and observe and try to figure out as much as I can learn / remember about these things as we wait.
So
They're
everyone
all
give me
coming from the north.
They're all coming from the north. There's like a pack of 8 of them.
Petty's suspicious. She's like, they always go in circle. I know they might circle us later, but if they're all headed that way, I'm just keeping more of an eye, I think.
Do you share that with the crew?
I only tell. I'm trying not to freak Nyx out because I know they're already a mess. So I'm trying to communicate with Lase and with Kai, mostly. And I kind of just make hand signals because like Lase and I were in the service together, so I make hand signals and I kind of point and I go like this, and then I point again in the direction to try to communicate that.
So Kai, back to your point, if they were to use wolf-like pack tactics, this would not be the approach, right? Like this is definitely more canine-like, to sort of run together and then and sort of charge down. And so you kind of quickly do the calculus and decide that, you know, if you're able to stay quiet and out of sight, they may not come this way. But if you draw their attention, you're probably going to bring the whole pack there.
All right. I will, as quiet as I can, say, Captain, I suggest we kneel and be quiet. I am not sure if they are scent-based.
Thanks,
And
Kai.
I'm like keeping Nyx like pulled to my back, but also like have a hand on their elbow, kind of doing that reassuring, like, A, I have you, and B, I know you're here. Like, I don't have to worry about where you are. And I'm like,
I heard stories that they can't detect motion. Just sit real still.
I kind of start to breathe like a little bit more shallowly to just like be as still as possible.
and I do have my smart rifle out, just in case.
Okay. Nyx, you can't help but keep fiddling with the dials on your sensors, right?
Yeah. She's trying.
Trying to get a reading on these things, right?
Because in her mind, she's like, if I can detect them on my scanner, then I can predict where they're coming from, and I can be helpful.
Exactly. So let's see if you can pull that off.
What am I rolling?
Which science element do you want to leverage?
Physics.
Okay, intellect, physics.
Intellect, physics.
And I will give you
I believe in you.
advantage. I would give you advantage on the roll because this is something you guys are prepared for, right? 31.
Ooh.
21. Okay. So you're what did you need, like a 50 something?
52.
Yeah. All right. So you are able eventually to bring them up and confirm that there are 8 forms. And it is similar to the gaunt, where it's dead-ish, not living. It's non-living. But you're seeing a dark matter signature of its own, and that is how you can detect them. So this is related to the gaunt in some way. And after,
No, go ahead.
go ahead. After about 20 minutes of waiting it out, they turn to the west and head away from you.
I have good news. This likely means that they cannot detect the dark matter in your skull, Captain.
Oh, that's great. You think I'm like an anti-light beam or something?
No, I was simply worried that if they are also of dark matter, they might be able to feel it.
They are, so, you know, maybe we should, like, not repeat what happened on the Alexis. That would be good.
Nyx,
Like that.
you did very well.
Thanks.
All right, so that cost you about 40 minutes total. So you're definitely coming up on your 5th hour as you head out. The power signal 2 hours to your east as you keep moving on. This time, though, about an hour in, you start to see it in the distance. A massive city, tall structures, buildings, grim monumental towers scraping the sky from your angle in the distance. That must be where the power signal's coming from. A necropolis. And with that, we're going to go to break, I think.
Alrighty.
Perfect place to stop.
Every
Good
time.
stuff.
Every
Hey,
Good
we didn't
stuff.
shoot ourselves yet.
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 Knock on wood. Oh my goodness.
Alrighty, everyone. We will be taking a quick break, about 10 minutes. Be back here 35 after the hour. So go take a quick break with us and come back as we continue on and hopefully get where we need to go without running into any more weird ass shit.
I do want to add, so how many rerolls we got right now?
We're at 3.
You're at 3. So if anybody's on the fence about subscribing or joining in, now's a good time. Because a lot's going to happen in the city.
I'm scared.
No, I'm sure it's going to be fine. Sure, it's going to be fine. It's going to be easy.
What could possibly go wrong?
Everything.
There we go.
Thank you. Insight checked.
Thanks, Allison.
Thank you.
Alrighty,
Thanks
we'll add it to the
so
list.
much.
We will see you all here
Thank you for
in
watching.
a little bit. And we are back. Welcome, everyone. Hope you are here with us still, ready for next half of episode 5. Thanks again to Insight Checked for the subscription right before the half to bump us up to 4 rolls. But, as Warden says, will come in handy. So back to you, Warden.
All right. So you are an hour outside of the necropolis. You can see it looming before you below. The salty breeze of the ocean coming in from the east directly into your faces. The meter-tall grass is a little thicker here, but there's something off about it. The blades on the grass seem almost ominous. And they move in the wind, almost like they're beckoning you off the path of bones and into the wilderness itself. So what do, plucky crew? Whatever that power stick.
I tell everybody, hey, don't veer off the path. I don't know if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, but this grass is fucked up to say, but it looks like it's trying to seduce us. I don't know. It's not.
As the
Nyx
captain
perks
is
up.
talking,
What?
The grass. It looks like it's trying to call to us. Do you see
Grass. Right, the grass. Right. Yes. Yeah. Yep. I agree. Never mind.
Petty takes a second and like looks over at Nyx and blushes to herself and just keeps walking.
I would like to quickly examine the grass. Not touch it, but look at it. And try and understand what I can.
Okay. So you've been sort of creating this profile, right, of the botany, of the foliage, of the fauna, all of this. And as you head over into the grass and take a close look at it, one of the things that you're struck by is that this grass seems to sort of grow on top of itself. Like the new blades are sheathing over the old blades, making them thicker and thicker and thicker, which means that here, for whatever reason, whether it's the salty breeze, the water coming in off the ocean, it's growing at a more rapid rate and it's more aged. And you would estimate that nobody's been in this grass for a very long time.
Interesting. I won't share this with anyone else, but I will catch back up and keep up the rear, very much paying attention.
All right, a few minutes around the winding path as you sort of descend down towards the ocean, towards the necropolis below you. You see a tall archway of very large ribs and skulls covers the path, almost like a gate.
Decorative.
Might even have been the structure that your father was referring to, maybe. Petunia? Hard to say.
Not really my taste, but
Petty kind of looks up at it and just kind of takes in the awesomeness of it. You know, it's huge and spooky, and tries to kind of just get a sense of how this area is affecting her.
what would you call this, Nyx? Calcium chic?
Funny. You should quit your day job.
I did.
Your other day job. Never mind. She just goes back to her scanner.
It is something of a skeletal design.
Okay. Do you so you've got to kind of open the gates and head into this structure in order to pass along this path, or head out into the grass and try to go around it. But that'll involve some climbing almost for sure.
Is it possible to open this gate quietly?
No.
Thank you for your honesty.
Nyx,
Petty kind of sizes it up and like puts her hands on it, and like even touching it kind of makes like a little pesky rattle. And she looks over at Kai and says, "Hey, Kai, what were your findings on this grass when you went to go check it out? Is it safe to stick her feet in it?" Or and Petty kind of like just looks at it suspiciously, like she doesn't want to touch it.
it grows over itself, so it might be at least partially carnivorous. It also is that people have not been in it for a very long time. This is long undisturbed.
All right, well, I don't think we're gonna be able to open this gate if we want to be quiet and make a stealthy entrance. Looks like we might have to go through this grass. I'm not too keen on that, though, now that you're telling me. I mean, carnivorous.
That is just a guess.
That's the last thing we need.
Nyx, is your scanner showing any life forms on the other side of this gate?
Is it Warden?
It is not showing any life forms, but you are picking up some heat from the other side of the gate.
Is this the same grass we just cut down and burnt?
Essentially.
We never lit it on fire, for what it's worth. We
You
just
never
cut
lit
the
it
middle.
on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very.
Trimmed it down a
But we
little
still
bit.
marched through it to cut a hole, right?
Mhm.
And there wasn't any issue then, right?
That's right.
No, but that was different grass, man. This grass is like seagrass.
That's why I'm asking. Is it the same or not?
It's similar,
Okay.
but it's thicker, stronger. Something's different about
Harder,
it. for
better,
sure.
faster, stronger.
Did Nyx share the thing about the heat?
Yeah, she's gonna touch it and then she's gonna be like, why is it so warm on the other side? This worries me.
I would like to put on my infrared goggles.
There appears to be a heat source, like a fire, on the other side in an antechamber. Perhaps there's like a shrine or something over there. But it's burning. It's lit.
Interesting.
Well, I don't very much enjoy people coming into my home unannounced, so why don't we announce ourselves? We're either going to make noise trying to be quiet and piss someone off, or we knock and maybe they're accommodating.
Have I been to this city before? Do I remember anything about it?
No.
Well, this is new to me. I have been in this place, but not this place.
Kai, how's your diplomacy?
How do you think my diplomacy is?
Oddly enough,
Top
you've been
notch.
doing pretty well.
Then perhaps I can attempt again. I do have a good understanding of both psychology now and the beings in this world.
Yeah, I say go ahead and, I don't know, knock?
Does anyone have a flare gun?
I do.
That is one way we could announce ourselves. Captain.
Yeah, all right, let's try it.
All right, so you back away and shoot the flare gun into the air, explodes over the top of the gate, sort of illuminating everything. And in the distance, you can hear the baying of hounds.
Inside or outside of the...
Back the way you came.
Yeah.
All right, so I say we take a beat, see if anybody comes and answers our call, and if not, we're gonna wrench these doors right open. Those hellhounds or whatever's coming our way, they know we're here now, and they know exactly where we are.
I agree. And I will make sure I'm standing right beside Nyx.
Is not good.
No movement, no sound, no anything except for the
Let's
breeze
make ourselves
and
at
the
home.
salty wind.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go up and try and open up this gate.
I take one side, I think, and Lase takes the other.
Yep. You guys kind of pull it open, the creaking noise of this boned gate echoing sort of around the area, making a shitload of noise, to be quite honest. Shitloads. But you can tell from the ground where the gate sort of rests, this hasn't been moved. Who knows? Centuries, maybe.
I am so excited to find what this heat source is.
You hear a crackling coming from the other side of the gate around to the left. You'd estimate 10 to 20 meters to your left. There's a crackling of a fire. Do you head in?
Before we move forward, like we're inside the gate now, yes?
We close the
The
gates
gate-
behind us.
Okay.
The gate is open, so you gotta pass through
Yes.
Yeah. And then I'm
close
gonna
it.
shut it immediately.
Okay, so everyone heads through, and Petty and Lase immediately start moving the doors again to shut them. But that lets Nyx and Kai get a good hard look at the other side, and you can see a flaming sculpture down the way onto your left, sort of built into the infrastructure of the gate itself. Give me panic checks, Nyx and Kai. D20. You want to roll above your stress? So I think I have Kai at a 6 and Nyx at an 8, I believe, right?
I think I'm at 7 because I had to take an
Okay.
extra because she failed.
I'm at 10.
Okay.
I got 11 on Nyx.
Oh, I got 11?
I think there was an extra one in there for, yeah, something.
Yep. I
13,
rolled
9, 11, and 7.
10 of 7.
I rolled a 5.
That is a fail. So if we consult our handy dandy panic check, another instance of coward. So you immediately start having flashbacks to the violent encounter on the Alexis, Nyx. And you can't even bring yourself to put your hand on your nail gun right now.
I'm just like, I just start clutching my scanner more and more and more and more, and like gripping it like super tight, and then just like sit on the ground.
Nyx? Nyx? Are you all right? What is happening?
We're gonna die.
No.
We're gonna die.
No.
Something's gonna go bad, and
Nyx?
or we're gonna have to turn Bro into an android, aren't we?
Nyx? Something
What?
bad is going to happen. But
Yes.
it is not going to be to you. I promise.
Or brother?
You know
Right,
it
Lase?
is. Lase may be upset with me, but I will do everything in my power to protect you all. It is all right.
If he wakes up because we had to turn him into a robot, this is not, nope, I don't like this.
Why do you think your brother will go into his stack, not as a robot?
Lase, you hear this conversation as you turn around. They're talking about you not being a robot, but your stack being cut out. How do you feel about that?
Gates closed. Do I see what they were looking at as well?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And you could definitely see in the fire there's some sort of a lifelike sculpture within the fire, that it's sort of shrouded by the fire.
Definitely scan like the rest of the area. What else am I seeing?
Okay. So there are steps heading up into like a tower that's built into part of the gate structure on either side. Beyond that, there really isn't anywhere else to go. So there's this lit shrine sculpture thing on one side of the gate, and then access to two towers, one on either side of the gate. And they only head up about 40 meters. They're not super tall. But
Y'all want to go up, get a better view, or you want to go toast marshmallows?
I'd say you should get a better vantage point, but what is that in there?
Does this look similar to the statue we saw on the ship? Or can we tell from here?
you're gonna have to get pretty close to figure that out.
I will look at the others to offer to go look at it while they stay with Nyx. And see if that is what they want.
Put a hand out up towards Kai. Does not compute, does not compute, does not compute. And then crack and smile, looking at Nyx.
You are mocking me?
Not you, Kai.
All right.
It's not funny.
All right, so as you take a closer look at this sculpture, it is disjointed but angelic in its presentation, and it appears to be while holding two small replicas of itself, one in each arm, as it sort of half kneels and leans forward. Everything's covered in fire. The material might be similar to calcified bone, according to your scans.
And it is just simply burning endlessly.
Endlessly, with no apparent source.
Seems I was wrong about creatures on this planet. Perhaps they're more used to fire than I had thought. And I will turn back and report this to the group. It is beautiful, but horrible. I do not think you would appreciate the artistry of it.
Any similarity to that fine piece we saw on the Alexis?
Not in material composition and not really in style. Whoever made this was definitely different.
I also did not see any tendrils coming out of it. This makes me happy.
Yeah, but nobody's keeping that fire burning? I don't see anybody. You're not sensing anything on your scanner.
I cannot explain it. However, we are not here to understand how a fire endlessly burns. This is a violation of thermal laws, and it is very troubling. But we need to get off of this planet.
Look into the steps or head towards the city.
Are we going up? Thought.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So all four of you up one tower, I'm assuming, not splitting the party.
I will take the rear unless someone objects.
Nyx notices that people are walking away, so she gets up and hurries because she doesn't want to be left behind or by herself.
Wouldn't let that happen.
As we're walking, and I see that Nyx is not quite herself, I will say, Nyx, do you think I look like an Archie?
An Archie?
Yes. That is what my name used to be.
You Archie. Do you like it?
I am not sure. And then Kai will just keep watching because they just wanted to snap Nyx out of this, and like let Nyx focus on that for a while as we go.
I mean, yeah.
So it doesn't take very long for Lase to reach the top of the tower, and there is, obviously a sitting room you can look out windows, but curled up in the center of it is a very large, six-legged hound of some kind that you would estimate to be about 5 feet tall at the shoulder, in the center of this room, just sort of curled up, its back to you, its skin the same leathery metal hybrid as the gaunts. You come to a quick stop, please.
This is at the top of the stairs when we come up.
Yeah, in the room. Yeah, in the room at the top of the stairs. Like you get up high enough to see this thing, and you just hard stop. It's not moving.
Just put an arm back and just pushing backwards, not saying anything, keeping my eyes forward, and slowly pushing back in the crowd. Turn around, be quiet.
Hetty is second, and she picks up on what Lase is doing immediately. Like, she sees his hand go back and like grabs Nyx, and then kind of like looks at Kai and like does one of these to like back it up.
Quietly as
Everyone obeys orders, heads back down.
Yeah, Nyx very much allows herself to be grabbed.
Okay. As you descend back into the basic courtyard of the gate, no movement, no sound coming from up there. What do you do?
I would like to try and wonder why a creature that large is up in that space. What is the logic?
It would have had to squeeze up that stairway.
It is very large. It is a small space.
Yeah, but is it protecting something? Because we can't see what's in that room, right?
It's just a room. It's just a looking point from the top of the tower.
Maybe it's looking for the keymaster.
Someone asks
Too old
you
of a
if you are a
reference.
god.
No, I'm with you. We can go Gozer all day long if you want to, but no.
That was in character.
How far away? So I look at Kai and I look at Kai and I try to kind of like communicate to them as best I can. Like, how far away? So basically, how far away are we from like the power source? Like, is it specifically still an hour?
Yeah.
What are you doing in this damn town then?
I believe.
So do we have to travel through the town to get to the power source?
It isn't a town. It's just a gate. There's just a gate here.
But it's beyond that, right?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So when we get to the kind of bottom of that staircase, and like we're kind of at least seem to be out of earshot of this thing. Obviously, we don't know how it hears, but the captain keeps her voice very low and says, "Hey, we need to step out of here. Keep pressing forward. No more excursions. No more side quests. Just go."
Now you're singing my tune, Captain.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we head out probably in the same formation. I feel like Lase is feeling good in the front.
Okay.
Oh, that yellow brick road.
As you get closer,
Oh,
it's becoming. Yeah, go ahead.
Captain, do be aware of the purple lightning. And I'll keep walking.
Captain's like looking around. "Oh, lightning? Purple?" And she knows she can't exclaim, so she just kind of swallows it and like just locks her jaw and like just grits her teeth and keeps moving. But inside is like, the fuck is purple lightning?
Okay. So as you get closer, you can see in the distance more clearly these tall, ancient buildings looming over what is almost certainly clogged streets. They're already beginning to cast preposterous shadows as you look at them from a distance through your viewfinders and binoculars. However, there's a bewildering juxtaposition of architectures. A capricious ziggurat is dwarfed by a latticework tower, abutting a hoary cenotaph next to a ghastly neighboring cupola. A just staggering variety of architecture dots the land. And as you get closer, you see just bones and random accoutrements of black metallic jewelry and things just strewn about as you come up to the edge of the city. But the major street in front of you that you have to walk down, there's 3 of those things standing in the street. Their muzzles all touching together in like a triangle formation. Their large, metallic, leathery tails sort of swaying in the breeze. They don't see you yet. What do you do?
Any way around it?
You can climb buildings, try and get up into the walls, move around the city if you want. But quite honestly, they're right in the way. If you want to stay on foot in a traditional format, you got to go through them.
Don't know we're there
They don't see you yet.
yet.
Is there any cover right nearby for us?
Yeah, there's like small buildings and large buildings sort of dotting the landscape, but they're on the main path.
Yeah.
And there's a wall sort of going around the city, and this is like the main street that goes in.
Well, these whatever the fuck they are, just seem to catch their attention with the old firework, and we can draw these ones away. But
Can you
I
rig?
suggest that we go get some cover first. Get out of the way.
Can you rig some kind of remote detonation device?
Possibly. To hit them or just draw their attention?
To draw them away from where we would like to go.
Well, the flare should do that.
Off to the side is an eroded statue with a crack in it that you could probably nestle inside of. That would give you good cover. And you can see through the cracks and observe their position from.
This looks good over here. I'll hunker down and I'll lean out the side and fire away.
I kind of motioned everybody else to just kind of press themselves against the side of the building, like under the cover, to try to hopefully avoid them seeing us when they inevitably are running to check out the noise.
Okay, so you let loose with the flare, right, Lase? As soon as everyone's undercover and everything?
I do have my smart gun out.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, once they're in there, and then just go around where I've got a good blast, a good range that I can shoot across. Just draw their attention. Whatever's like best to, fire away. So
You want to get them out of the street, back
Yeah.
the way you came,
Yeah.
so you can just kind of slip in, right?
yeah.
Okay, so you arc that flare out back over the street the way you came over the avenue, and it explodes in a shower of green sparks, and the three of them come to attention and go bounding towards the flares, running away from the archway, howling. And you can hear other echoes of yips and howls coming from within the city, echoing off the walls. But you can make your dash through.
I don't think we have much time. Let's go.
I take Nyx's hand as we run to make sure that she's like anchored.
Okay. As you start to head out, Nyx, you see a half dozen uncut gems in the floor of that statue, of a type you've never seen before. It could be relics, artifacts, minerals from an alien planet. Do you let Kai pull you out, or do you reach over for the gems?
That's a hard decision. She's not in a good headspace, so probably gonna at least try to sneak some stuff into her bag.
So Kai, your hand sort of slips away from Nyx as she pulls away from you, begins scooping up things from the bottom of the statue as everybody's running into the street. What do you do?
Nyx! And I reach for her arm again. Nyx. Trying to be very quiet.
Let's see how quiet you can be. Pick a stat and a skill, okay? I'll let you do it however you want to do it. Could be a combat moment, because you're trying not to draw attention. Could be a speed moment if you're trying to do it quickly.
No, it's gonna be combat. And then psychology, maybe, because I'm trying to be exactly the amount of loud and threatening I need to be to make my friend move.
Go for it.
Okay, so that is 47 plus 15. So 62 is what I need? Is that how math works?
I think so.
That's a 73. Do we want to use a reroll, team?
Go for it.
Yes, we do.
Okay, I'm putting those dice away. We're using the other dice. That's a 26.
You reach out and sort of thumb one headphone off of her ear and sort of yell at her in a very stern way, grabbing Nyx's attention as you manage to get half of them, Nyx. Three uncut gems go into your bag as you sort of follow the orders of the very authoritarian android.
I haul them up and push her forward, whispering into her ear, "If you die, your brother will murder me."
You can't call me.
All right. So you dodge, sort of keeping to the sides of the street, trying to stay out of sight, moving carefully in formation, covering each other. As you see a cluster of 4-story octagonal buildings ahead of you. There's something intriguing about them, as if they could hold answers or artifacts. They sort of seem important in a way, but they're very Spartan.
Do they look
Guys, is
like
that our power source?
Do they look like they hold answers to where our power source is?
No, they definitely do not have a power source in them.
Then I will do my very best to make sure Nyx does not look at them for very long.
How much longer?
We're heading into the outskirts of the city now, You begin to hear a hum, an omnipresent mechanical hum coming from deep within the city ahead of you.
That seems promising.
Sounds like power to me.
Lots of power.
You see an ancient, antique, hard metal axe sort of just slammed into the wall ahead of you. Just ancient, just sitting there for the taking, for the studying. Strange metallic grooves cut into it. You all just pass it?
I look at Kai and kind of like just kind of grab them a little bit, like I kind of like take them aside, and I say very quietly, "Hey, can you run a scan on that blade? Maybe that thing can help us fight him."
That does not seem likely. However, I will, since Captain asked, could I give it a quick cursory look?
It is not a metal you're familiar with, and you would need time to study it. But you can yank it out of the wall.
Quietly?
I mean, it's embedded in the wall pretty deeply. Looks like it's been there a long time.
Can I scrape some of it off?
You want to cut into the unknown metal?
Well, if we don't have time to take the whole thing, just saying.
Oh, you just yank it out. It's just not going to be quiet.
In that classic
Captain.
fashion of realizing that my counterparts are not following behind. What's the hold up?
Shh. Come here.
Captain, while I am unsure of the specifics of this metal, I do believe that if any of those creatures are close enough that we could use this, we would already be... What is the colloquialism? Fucked.
Oh yeah, fucked. Okay. All right, Nyx. I feel you. Maybe we can circle back around. I don't know, but let's press on. And
Deliver
Petty
these
kind of like
goddamn
looks
bodies
over.
myself if I fucking have to. No souvenirs. Let's go.
Petty like looks at Lase and then looks at Nyx and is like, like, you know how he is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm coming.
2 more blocks in, you round a corner and see a towering obelisk over 100 feet high, looming over you. Opals and black metallic engravings all along this outside of this obelisk. It just looks amazing.
Nyx is lost in thought yet again. And has stopped paying attention to what everybody else is doing.
Petty sees that Nyx is lost. Like the second she looks at the obelisk, she's like, "Nice try, Planet. You're not getting me this time." But looks behind her and sees Nyx just kind of standing there staring at it, and goes behind and just kind of like takes one arm around her waist, like loops it around and is like, "Nope, no, we're not doing this," and just like walks her toward Kai and Lase.
Oh, Kai is in the rear. But
Still in the
Kai-
rear?
yeah.
Okay.
Kai is no one left behind, but Kai sees this happen and like nods approvingly.
Yeah, I assist with the hurrying along.
And Nyx, you would definitely notice that this is the most nope, don't touch things that Kai has ever been.
Mm.
In the meantime, your subroutines are working overtime, Kai, as you begin to try to reconcile the multiple alien profiles that you're seeing here. This city has been the home of one civilization after another, and you're starting to wonder if some of the ships that are in orbit around this planet used to belong to people who came here on a mission and built and lived here.
Rather like the grass, growing one on top of the other. Interesting.
Yes.
And yeah, the honeycomb is just lights going.
All right, there we have it, guys. The vociferous baying of a dozen hounds echoes down the street nearby. You either got to pick up the pace.
Don't you tell me.
They are coming.
Yeah, the captain definitely, like, I look at Lase and like I motion like a let's fucking go. And I start trying to like just
I'm gonna give her
walk it.
the biggest no shit Sherlock face I've ever given.
The captain does not notice that. She has no time for such shenanigans. She's just going. She's powering through. She like sends a glance over to Kai to kind of follow suit and keep an eye on Nyx, and just like kind of is almost neck and neck with Lase at this point, trusting Kai to pull Nyx along.
As we are moving, is there anything I'm starting to sense of like what any of these buildings are that might have something that could explode or be a good distraction without having to take time to explore it? Just anything that I'm picking up. Ed, you can say no, but I have to ask. I'm an android.
I mean,
I process information quickly.
you do process information quickly. You're guessing that there are just tons of alien resources that potentially could be salvaged from inside these buildings. This place is massive, and every one of these buildings could contain all kinds of valuable resources.
But none
And
of them would
information.
quickly explode to distract dogs. So we will keep going.
But none of them will quickly explode. All right, so speed checks all around. If you have military training, any kind of combat, like hand-to-hand, you can, or rim-wise, you can roll normally. Otherwise, you're going to roll a disadvantage on your speed check.
Yes, dice are on fire. 16 for Lase.
6 for Petty out of 42.
And even Nyx with disadvantage
Didn't
pulls it
have-
off.
Disadvantage, I'd be okay.
Oh, that's
I-
right. Your speed's only 17. Okay.
I rolled an 88.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay. So
Remember I asked you how fast you were.
You did.
So you're moving building to building, covering each other, moving into position. Lase and Petty, this is just routine to you. You're making great time heading down, looking behind you, making sure that the person behind you is following. And then Petty, you look back and there's no one behind you. Because Kai, you see them bounding building to building. They're trying to cut you off. And Lase and Petty are just too efficient. Nyx begins to just move too slowly. And your only choice is to pull her into a building and hope that they didn't see you.
I will pull us into a corner and put Nyx into the corner, put my back to her, and have my smart pistol ready. Shh.
All right. So you are in a crumbled archway, hunkering down as the baying hounds come down from the buildings, 2, 3 of them at a time, following Lase and Petty. And then one of them stops and turns and makes eye contact with you, Kai. It knows that you're there and lets out a massive howl. So you two take 2 stress. And then let me see here if this is truly terrifying or not. It is not truly terrifying this time. What do you do?
I would like to just take anything I have learned about this and fire, if not down its throat, at what I think is the most vulnerable spot.
Okay. Fire away.
This is gonna go well. Okay. Sorry, it's just a combat roll, right? I know my smart rifle gives me something, but they changed the layout, and now that info that I put in is not there.
Oh yeah. Smart roll. Just roll with advantage.
Okay.
We'll just do it as roll with advantage. I mean,
Okay.
you guys have got these things tuned to shoot these things.
Cool. Take that. So that means I need to roll below a 47. That is a 60 and a 43.
Okay. So roll 2d10 for damage.
That is an 8 and a 3.
Okay, so you unload rounds into this thing. The puff of black tendrilled cloud sort of comes out of its body as the bullets hit it. As you can tell, it's disrupting the dark matter inside of it. Nyx, what do you do as you see Kai unload from the archway into this thing?
Nyx is just in the corner as much as can be, standing as still as can be, while also not being still because she's shaking and going, "Don't see me, don't 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 see me."
Okay, so let's see. Does it charge or does it try to circle around and find a better position? Oh, that's a charge. Okay, so it bounds right into the archway, reaching out and grabbing a hold of your leg, Kai.
If this thing's outside and bounds inside, I'm gonna assume that as soon as gunshots go off, we're whipping the fuck around and wondering what the hell's going on. So.
Yep. I was just about to cut to you, Todd. So it grabs hold of your leg and starts trying to pull you across the ground, Kai. And so, yes, so we'll cut to Petty and Lase, who hear the gunshots of the smart rifle behind them almost a block away. And as you, I'm assuming you post-haste head in that direction?
Yeah, I don't know if we would have gotten a block away. I don't
They're
think we
small
would have
blocks.
let them fallen behind, but...
As we're hauling ass back that way, like I radio to Kai with my communicator, and I'm like, "Kai, come in. We heard gunfire. What's going on?"
Do I have
You
time
can
to
respond.
reply, or am I being
Yeah.
eaten?
But no, you can reply.
Oh. We were unable to evade one of them. They are circling around ahead of you. One is trying to eat me.
So, like, I assume that was on an open channel. So, like, I look at Lase, and I'm like, "All right, so the jig is up. Let's go save him. Hopefully, no one will come up our rear ends."
All right, so as you turn around to head back, you see the forms above you on the rooftops, 2 on either side. There's 4 more of these things between you and them. You can make a mad dash and they'll come after you, or you can try to go around, but it'll be time consuming.
I'm rushing in.
All right, so Lase takes out down the street. What do you do, Petty?
Like, I feel like tearing down the street is just going to bring more of them to those two.
I mean,
but like that would have probably been my first reaction as well, to just like try to get in there and
is there a
save
visual
them.
on the one that that has Kai?
Not yet, but you'll be there in a moment. You just got to go around the corner. and you'll be able to see the archway.
I think that that as Lase is going forward, I'm gonna try to like. Do you think like can I find like maybe a back of this place to try and get them out?
Yeah, like go through the
How
buildings.
narrow are these little alleyways in the back? Are they too small for the creature?
No.
All right, I'm just gonna rush in then.
Okay. All right. So you both rush around the corner. I won't make you make speed checks on this because you get there.
I mean, I've
I'm
got
just gonna roll
my
damage for.
flare gun is probably at least nearby, and I have no more shots, so never mind.
Okay. 5 damage, Kai. What's your hazard suit armor?
I think it is exactly 5. Checking.
Yeah, hazard suit has 5.
5.
Okay. So you are holding off the it's not biting through the hazard suit yet, but it's your suit is being shredded.
Does it look like the damage I did to it did much of anything? Does this look fine or at all wounded?
It's not wounded, but I mean, it definitely had an impact. The more bullets will certainly hurt it.
Well, now that it is so close, I think I'm going to drop my smart rifle and pull out my vibrochetti.
Hand-to-hand combat. Go for it.
Okay. And again, I don't have that page open and this deleted, but combat I can always roll.
Yep.
Wait.
And I'll
Yeah,
look
you're
up
the
the
good
weapon
ones.
for you.
You're the good ones. I had it open earlier, but I thought, no, it's on my sheet. And then it wasn't on my sheet.
Do we
Okay,
have an
it
opportunity to take
is.
shots at this thing?
You will in a moment. Let's just get her a hand-to-hand
It says
result.
3d10 plus wound damage.
Yep.
And that's a 43
That is a hit. So roll
out of 47. I like these dice today.
Yep.
The white
roll.
ones can stay.
Yep. Roll 3d10.
6.
And then Todd, if you want to queue up your shots, so you're coming around the corner, and
I would know that my flare gun's out, so that I can't do that. Obviously, I would have, pull up my. I only have my revolver. I'm here for coils. I'm not here for combat. So, pull up the revolver, and if I can see whatever sticking out of this archway, I'm just firing into it.
okay. What do you got for damage, Kay?
17.
Okay, plus a wound. So go ahead and we're gonna roll on the bleeding and gore chart. It's a D10. And then go ahead and make your combat check, Todd.
Do you want me to roll that, or are you rolling that for the monster?
No, you can roll. I can
Okay.
roll it. That's fine.
That's a 4.
4. Perfect.
And I'm just cutting into going, no, still smiling.
All right. Assuming that I am defending Nyx,
Yes.
thanks to my upgrade in firearms, I have a 54 of 60, so it's just a success.
Okay, roll for a wound. Todd, the revolver is gunshot, I'm
1d10.
assuming, so
It's 1d10
1d10.
damage.
Yeah.
Damage or a wound?
Just roll the wound chart. It's a D10. That's fine. I just want to know the impact of the wound.
5.
5. Okay, so you move in on this thing and just put a round deep within its backside as Kai's burying their vibro shetty into it, and it howls. And this again it's not blood. It's just like this black tendril gas is sort of coming out of its form as you cut into this thing. And then the back of it just explodes from the high caliber revolver. And it falls on top of you, Kai, as it ceases movement.
As I lay beneath it, I kind of look up at Nyx and I'm like, would you like to take this moment to collect a sample? It is going to take me a moment to get out.
And Nyx hears Kai say sample, so they kind of like snap out of whatever and like get into science mode and start collecting like random things while Kai's under there.
Okay, Lase is walking into the archway. Petty's coming in behind, covering from the rear. There's more coming, Petty. You gotta move.
Yeah.
You need cover. You need a plan.
Can we, like is it are the buildings connected in any way? Like, are there passageways like between each building?
No, they're just freestanding. So adjacent to the arch are tiered circular towers. So you could try to get inside of those doors and then go up and be on the inside, try to find somewhere to hide.
I mean, there's like too many of them for us to fight. Like, it took all of that just to take out one of them. So
Yeah.
I think that's what we're gonna do, at least until, you know, things lighten up a little bit.
Okay. So Petty sort of looks around the archway, sees these towers, and heads over and kicks in one of the doors and begins motioning everyone to head in.
Yeah.
Kai, give me a strength check real quick to see if you can move this thing quickly.
I will likely need help. That is a 74 of 33.
So Kai can't move this thing off of her. Lase,
Please help.
You realize it. Nyx is currently cutting pieces of it off into a container.
Is it dead, but just like on her?
Yeah.
On them? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll just try and throw some muscle into it to roll it off.
Okay. So you lay into this thing and move it. And so Kai, with the help, you have no problem moving it, but you couldn't do it on your own.
Thank you.
And then
Nyx,
you guys-
not time for samples. We gotta go.
Well, if we want to know how to easily defeat these things, we need
We
to
don't
know
have
what they're
time
made
for
out of.
studying bullshit. Let's go.
It was keeping her
Why
distracted.
are you guys dragging behind so bad in the first place?
Okay, mister, I went to military school stuff.
Siblings?
Like,
Siblings, this is not the time. Thank you.
he started it.
And I am ending it.
Here, Petty. Thanks, Kai. I'm glad someone has their head on screwed on straight. Hey, let's go.
Why'd you make her sound so much like Mom?
I want to unpack that so badly. Okay. So
Now is not the time.
The three of you head across into the tower, slamming the door behind you. Lase and Kai are able to find some furniture in the room to sort of ram against the door to kind of barricade it, and then you head up into the upper floors. It's a 4-story tower, and there's actually a really controlling point on the 3rd floor where there's only one way up through the stairs, and you can control the whole room, and you've got visibility. Looks like a good place to camp out. Do you try to hold there?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
This seems like an ideal place for a flamethrower.
That's exactly, like, I want all of you behind me, and I'm just like pointing my flamethrower at the only place that they could possibly like come through, so that we're ready.
Oh, 00. That's
Automatic. Depends on what you're going after, but
Yeah.
critical
'Cause it's-
success, automatic critical success.
I think it's critical failure. Okay, so let's do critical failure on it because it's more interesting. So these things are ripping through buildings, trying to hunt you down, but they've lost your trail. And after 15 very long minutes, you can't see or hear these things outside anymore. And they have moved on to a different block in a different part of the city.
Is there
Probably-
windows or anything where we could also observe?
Yeah. Yep. So you
I-
see them sort of moving away as a pack. back to the way you came into the city.
But is the dead one still dead?
Yes, the dead one is still dead.
We don't see it following behind 10 minutes after.
Hmm. Just checking.
Kai, you all right?
Kai.
Yes, why would I not be?
Got you your soft parts.
Oh. Nyx can repair me.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, how are you doing?
Oh, you know, as expected on a wherever this is. Maybe we can just hurry up and get back to the ship sometime soon. That'd be good.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let me just say something real quick. Keyword here is quickly, and I know that you are doing your very best, and for that, we are all thankful, aren't we, Lase? Aren't we, Lase? And like I look at him, and when he like doesn't respond, I just like roll my eyes. So we're all really happy that you're doing your best, but you gotta pick up the pace. So we're gonna be keeping more eyes on you, if that's even possible. Make sure that you put that scanner down, and just keep your eyes on me, all right? Just make sure that you're keeping your eyes on me. Keep your eyes on Kai. Just stay here in the moment with us, all right?
Starting to feel like a broken record here, but Kai, how close are we to this damn power signal?
Close. Close. You're probably a good 15, 20 minutes of moving through the city. If you go if you want to be super stealthy, it's going to take twice as long.
I have good news, and I have bad news. The good news is we are very close. The bad news is I don't feel it will be easy.
Didn't expect it to be.
Let's go then. What are we all waiting for? Right? No use standing around here. We should continue on.
Nyx,
right,
can you
guys.
give me a sanity check, adding your oops, what skill are we talking about here? How much you add your physics? So sanity plus physics, so 67 target.
I got 24.
Woo!
Okay.
Yes.
So you're listening to what everyone's telling you, and you're taking it in, and you're trying to find a way to internalize. You're a scientist in an alien civilization with multiple civilizations living on top of itself. There is hundreds of opportunities here for critical science work. I mean, this is why you were born, is to solve things. And they want you to not be a scientist right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you managed to reconcile that appropriately, because you know they care about you deep inside. So reduce 2 stress. So what does that take you? What does that take you down to?
11.
11. So you know that you were loved, but you are not allowed to be a scientist right now. And you've reconciled it.
Okay. I'll try to not science.
And as we get ready to leave, I will take Nyx by the elbow and say, I will never leave you.
Thanks, Kai.
It goes for all of us, sis.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
I'll get marching.
All right, but someone's gonna have to take the scanner for me, because if I have it, I'm just gonna keep looking at it. So
Just pull it out of her hand and then throw it into Petty's chest behind me to hand it off.
I don't know what I'm looking at here. Is it gonna beep or something?
No response, just continuing on down the stairs.
You're picking your way back to the street and in the direction of that omnipresent hum. And pretty much as Kai calculated, within about 15 minutes, you can see it. A massive, faceless, square, metallic building in the very center of the necropolis. The hum is coming from there. Probably underneath it. But then you hear the sound that you've heard so many times before on the Alexis. But this time, it's not alone. There's 3 or 4 of them. Blood-curdling screams howling from around the building. And you see those hounds are running back and forth across the street around them, playing at the feet of their masters. This place is crawling with at least half a dozen of the gaunt and twice that in hounds, all in the streets around this building.
The square power building.
Yes. Which is also easily 200 feet tall. What do you do?
I wonder what
We're gonna-
Dean's up to right now. I got his feet up, looking at Petty's nudie mags, smoking my cigars. What a lucky bastard.
Are we in a place where we can hunker down?
Yeah, you got domes and towers and everything. Why don't you roll me a D100, Candace? I'll tell you what the most structurally sound base camp looks like.
I don't know why I rolled twice.
Well, I'll give you 2 choices. There's an incandescent layered dome, or there's an ornate tower with grotesque statues around the outside of it. Both look extremely structurally sound and give you a good viewpoint around the tower, around the square tower where the hum is coming from.
So one of them is creepy and weird, and the other one is really bright and lovely.
Yes.
I'm going for the weird one. Creepy one. All the way.
Perfect.
Mhm.
All right, so as you make your way,
Sorry.
let's see here.
I hope that wasn't like the worst choice in the world. I just feel like the bright one, like
I'm with you. I am
of
100%
course you're gonna
with you.
pick that one.
Give me grotesque statues any day.
So as you get closer and you're heading up into the this is so perfect. As you're heading up into the tower, you can
That's not
see
inside.
paranoid, smiling, statues made from android parts are
Aw.
assembled around the outside of this building.
Sorry, buddy.
Paranoid, smiling android part statues.
Paranoid android, huh?
I would like to very quickly do a scan to see if any of these might be Nelfie.
Hey sis, look. Maybe you can get some more brothers and sisters. Please repair us.
So I'll tell you what I'll do for you, Kai, is since we're very close to the end, the camera will sort of pull back up the length of this tower as we see all these paranoid smiling android part statues on the outside. Our crew tiptoeing into the bottom of the tower and heading up. The camera pulls up the length, Tim Burton style, of the building until we can see the domed room at the top covered in plexiglass. And inside that room is a throne made of gaunt parts. And sitting on it is an android in cloaked robes. And his face looks very similar to Pander and Kranos. One eye is glowing blue, the other is glowing yellow. And he's reading a book of yellowed pages. And as the camera zooms in on the outside of the book, you can see it says, Tatters of the Yellow King.
So
And I think that's where we'll end tonight, guys.
This is fine.
cool. Not stressful at all.
I'm not starting next game with a sanity check.
Oh God. Oh my God. We're gonna have so
Yeah.
much to talk about though.
Yes, at least he is a reader. It is good to keep your mind sharp.
Alrighty, well, everyone, fantastic. Jen, thank you for the gifted subs, by the way. Amazing. Appreciate it so very much.
Of course.
Everyone there in the bounce house hanging out with us, thank you so much for being along with us during this journey tonight. Super fantastic episode. We have 3 left, and not many. So 3 more weeks, and see if we can get the hell off this damn planet.
I don't like it here.
I don't think our odds
No.
are good. So, all right, let's go and again say hello to everyone. Tell us what you got going on. We'll start over with you, the Warden. Say hello.
I am, again, ThatOldDM. You can find me on Twitter at iCrusaderBlog is my handle there. Like I said, hanging around the bounce house, usually on Todd's Discord. I also recently joined Kay's Discord. So if you're a member over there in Kay's amazing Damphyr domicile, I am also over there under the same moniker. And we have a secret project theoretically happening, but we can't talk about it yet. So maybe next week, right, Todd?
Me?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know.
but it,
Secret to me.
Yeah. Okay.
Nyx, say hello.
Hello. I'm Jen. I play Nyx. He's our very anxious, very panicky scientist. Mostly because anytime she's ever tried to actually help with the combat, she's hurt people very badly. So, yeah, you can find me all over the internet at Youngles in chat on Twitch or at JennGeeky, and I'm gonna be at PAX East hopefully. So, yeah, just connect and stuff.
Do it. Yes, do it. Highly recommend it. Thank you for being here. Kai, say hello.
Hey, all, I am Kay. I played Kai. It's not at all confusing. I run a Tuesday tabletop talk show, which Jen was just wonderful enough to guest on, and we talk about fun things, and it's really great. I do have a Discord. I am getting ready. I write for Gaming Trend, and my review of Call of the Netherdeep is about to go up. So if you like Critical Role, hop in. Damphyr, Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok. And yes, I do have a Discord. It is linked on my Twitter, and I am working on a couple projects. I have one thing that's going to start airing in April, and one thing I get to announce in April. And I'm going to be running some more games, so if you want to play, hop into my Discord. I'm always recruiting. Yay!
Awesome. Look forward to that. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me, and for not killing Kai.
Yes.
Candace, say yeah.
Yes.
Candace, say hello.
Hi, everybody. Captain Petty Williams here, also known as CandaceTheMagnificent. You can find me on Twitter, Discord, and Reddit at that Candace Girl. You can also find me on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch at CandaceTheMagnificent. Right now, you can catch me on the Barely Bookish podcast doing an intersectional kind of Black queer feminist take on Octavia Butler's classic Kindred with my friend Rachel, who is the host of that show. Please give her some love. You can also find me on the Dungeon Jedi Masters podcast, Scattered Choices, part of their Dungeon Jedi Masters theater and Vagrant Freighters family. So if you like Star Wars 5e, please head over to that and listen to me. And you can also find me on an upcoming show. We will be going live on Wednesday of this week, Tales of Valor, Red Sky, Dark Sun. I play a barb who is half orc. She is called Zora Bloodfang, and I'm super excited about that one too.
Awesome. Look forward to it. Thank you so much for being here, as always. All right, I have been Todd Moonbounce. Thank you all for being here on my channel. You can find me online at Todd Moonbounce. Appreciate all the support there and following along. If you're not, follow me on Twitter for announcements of games. There will be an announcement tomorrow of a new game that will be in April. Looking forward to that very much. So it'll be Savage World system. And I'll go ahead and say that Candace will be at the helm there. So if you want to get at Candace's table, you have to keep an eye out for that. I'm super excited. So we have that being announced tomorrow. I will be on the Red Hair Inn channel tomorrow evening to talk Savage Worlds because they are new to Savage Worlds. So we're going to talk about that because we also have another incoming one shot down the road that we're going to be doing. So that's tomorrow evening, 8 p.m. Eastern time on the Red Hair, H-A-R-E, Inn. And then the rest of this week, I don't really have anything else until we come back here for Dead Planet Episode 6, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So we'll see you all then. I think that's everything. Thank you so much for being here. Have a good week starting here, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, y'all.
Bye, everybody.